Good morning, children. We'll start the new lesson today that is about the nutrition in plants. What is the name of the lesson? Nutrition in plants. Now you have to know what do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition in plants. We have studied in the first lesson our food components, that is the nutrition is the intake of food and utilizing its nutrients. It is called as the nutrition, isn't it? Yes, the nutrition is the process of intake of food and utilizing or absorbing nutrients. Utilizing nutrients from the food is called as nutrition. So, in plants, we can see that there are two types of nutrition. That is two modes of nutrition. Nutrition in plants is of two types. What are they? They are autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What do you mean by autotroph? So the plants, they produce their food by themselves. They are the mean of production of food by themselves is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Some plants, mostly all the green plants, prepare their own food, as well. So the such type of plants, they have the mode of nutrition is autotrophic mode of nutrition since they are autotrophs. Some plants, they depend on other plants for their food or the host plants for their food. Such type of plants which depend on other plants and others are called as, which take the food from others, the type of nutrition in them is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic mode of nutrition examples are all green plants. All green plants show autotrophic mode of nutrition, whereas heterotrophic mode of nutrition is seen in different types. They are called as saprophytes, parasites, insectivorous, and the last type of plants being symbionts. Four types. So, saprophytes, they perform saprophytic mode of nutrition. Parasites, they perform parasitic mode of nutrition. Insectivorous, they depend on insects for their food. Symbionts, there is a mutual relationship for food between the organisms. It is called as symbiotic relationship. So, what are the different examples which perform this all mode of nutrition? We'll see. For the saprophytes, the examples are mushrooms or fungi, which belongs to the family group fungi. Parasites, examples, cuscuta. Insectivorous plant, Drosirus, Venus flytrap, sundew, etc. So many are there. We'll see in the further class now. Venus flytrap. While I explain each and everything, I'll tell more about them. Symbiotic relationship. Symbionts, examples are lichens. This tree chart is very, very important. You note down it. Autotrophic mode of nutrition, examples, green plants. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, it's also again divided into four types: saprophytes, parasites, insectivorous, symbionts. Saprophytes, example, mushrooms. Parasites, cuscuta. Insectivorous, Drosirus, Venus flytrap, Nepenthes, and so on. Symbionts, lichens. Symbionts, the names you have to be aware of. Listen carefully again. Saprophytes, parasites, insectivorous, symbionts. So here, now we'll see about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So who explained it? Who explained the nutrition in plants at first? This we'll see now. So the introduction part about the nutrition you have understood, I think so. Now we'll move to the history, how it was being developed. Before 350 years ago, several scientists like first Aristotle, he has developed his views about the plants. He has developed his views about the plants, that plants could produce the food, that whatever it gets from the soil. So plants can produce the food that produce that from whatever it takes from the soil alone. It was the thing that Aristotle has described about the plants. But after a few years, it was said that the statement was wrong by several scientists, the work of several scientists like von Helmont, Stephen Hales, Priestley, Joseph Priestley, and the fourth one is Ingenhouse. So by the works of these scientists, it came to existence that how the plants prepare their food, how they take their food. It was being explained by these scientists. We see one by one now who has explained about the food, that is the nutrition in plants, how the plants take in their food. At first, about the von Helmont. See this, identify this picture, children. He is Belgian scientist Jan Baptista van Helmont. In the year 1648, he explained about the plants, different plants, that the substances needed for the growth of the plant do not come from the soil alone. That was the statement given before by Aristotle, that the plants produce whatever that it takes from the soil alone. But the substances that is needed for the growth of the plant does not come from the soil alone. It was a statement prescribed by the John van Helmont. So he also stated that the plant grows because of the water it gets. What did he say? He said that the first statement that was given by him was the substances needed for the growth of the plant does not come from the soil alone. From the soil alone. So, the plant grows because of the water it gets. The plant grows because of the water it gets. So from this we can understand that Van Helmont described about the growth of the plant. He described about the growth of the plant. How does the plant grow? The plant grows with the absorption of the water from the soil. So it grows because of the water it gets. That was the statement narrated by Jan Baptista van Helmont. So next, how did he experiment? He has taken a large willow tree. So a potted plant, I'll show you in your textbook it is, see here, this is a willow tree. This is a willow tree. Okay children, hope you have observed it. So he has taken a willow tree and took the mass of the willow tree first. Mass of the willow tree at first. Then he also took the mass of the soil. Mass of the soil, dry tree that is without any water in the soil. He has took the mass. Then he has kept under the rain, only he has supplied it with the rainwater for about 5 years. 5 years he has given it only the rainwater. He has covered the pot with the lid which contained the holes and supplied it only with the rainwater, and no other foreign matter or the other particles can enter into it and add to the mass of the plant or the soil. So he has supplied the plant only with the rainwater from the soil which it absorbs through the roots. After 5 years he again took the mass of the willow tree and again the mass of the soil. So he observed that there is a change and the difference in the mass of the tree and mass of the soil. How is it? We'll see now. So, mass of the tree, mass of the soil. At first, how was the mass of the tree? And after 5 years, how was the mass of the tree and soil and their difference? What he observed. So, the mass of the tree was 2.27 kgs. At first it was 2.27 and it increased to 76.74 kgs. 76.74 kgs, mass in kgs. Okay children, so what is the difference? The difference being 74.47. 74.47 for the tree. And the next comes the mass of the soil. The mass of the soil being 90.72 in the beginning. It was 90.72 in the beginning and 90.66 after 5 years. It was reduced. It was reduced. 90.66 after 5 years, and the difference being 0.66 kgs. So from this he has observed that the substances needed for the soil, for the growth of the plant, does not come from the soil but from the water it gets. So it grows, the plant grows from the water it gets. So it was narrated by Van Helmont. The next scientist, through his experiments were done, and the nutrition in plants was described by several other scientists like Stephen Hales. The next scientist, we move to Stephen Hales. What did he say? Who is Stephen Hales? See this picture, children. He is Stephen Hales. Stephen Hales, he said that the leaves are the organs of transpiration, and also the plants exchange the atmospheric air, the gases with the atmospheric air. So the plants exchange the gases through the leaves. So the leaves are the organs of respiration. It was mentioned by Stephen Hales. He also added the role of light in the preparation of food by the plant. So here, transpiration process and the importance of light for the preparation of food in the plants was explained by the scientist Stephen Hales. What did he explain first? Stephen Hales explained about the transpiration process. Transpiration takes place in the leaves. So he said that they are the organs of transpiration. Leaves are the organs of transpiration. He also added that plants exchange gases. Plants exchange. What do they take in? Plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. so that plants exchange the gases with the atmospheric air, that is oxygen. Exchange the gases or the surrounding air. So this is stated by Stephen Hales, and also he was the first to state the role of light in the process of photosynthesis, or role of light in the preparation of food by the plant. Role of light in the preparation of food by the plant. So this was also stated by Stephen Hales. You know that Von Helmont stated that the plant does not take only the water that it does not grow only through the water that it gets. It grows. Sorry, the mass of the plant is not only responsible for the substances needed for the plant to grow, is through the water it gets. So the growth of the plant was explained by Von Helmont, whereas the Stephen Hales said about the removal of excess water from the plant that takes place through the leaves. What are the organs present in the leaves that takes place in the part of transpiration process. It was explained by the Stephen Hales. And the role of light. So light is essential feature for the process of photosynthesis, that is preparation of food. The next part we will take about it. So the next scientist is about the Priestley, Joseph Priestley. Later, the experiments of Joseph Priestley proved that the exchange of gases, that is whatever the plants give out, is taken up by the animals, and whatever the animals release is taken up by the plants. That is, the plants are purifying the air and animals are impurifying the air. The statement was provided by Joseph Priestley. See here children, what animals were doing is reversed by the plants. It was the statement given by Joseph Priestley. He said that animals were making the air impure, whereas the plants were making the air pure. So what is the statement of Priestley? What animals take in is released by plants, and what plants take in is the air that is released by animals. Exchange of air. In this exchange of air, what animals were doing is reversed by the plants. What animals were doing is reversed by plants here. Did you understand? So what are the plants taking in? Plants are taking carbon dioxide. They use carbon dioxide for the preparation of food. Whereas they release, what do they release? Plants release oxygen into the atmosphere. So this is carbon dioxide. Plants release carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. They release oxygen. This oxygen is taken up by the animals. Animals take in oxygen, whereas they release carbon dioxide. So whatever the plants are doing is being reversed by the animals. That is the statement given by Joseph Priestley. That means plants are making the air pure, whereas the animals are making the air impure. That is, plants are making air pure. Animals are making air impure. Did you understand, children? Next, coming to the next scientist. First, we have seen about Von Helmont, who said that the growth of the plant takes place through the water it takes in. Next, Stephen Hale said that transpiration is the process that takes place through the leaves, and the role of light